Who wants to talk to me? Oh yeah, you want to give me some. What did I get? Ragna Kadaki carving and Actazome carving. Actazome? You don't ever fight that thing in the lava caverns. Wait, I forgot my freaking Sonic and Knuckles carvings that I got.
Well, in around at the Sonic.
Yeah, I've been putting those up as placeholders because we get a little statue for finishing the notes.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Give me my statue. Oh, I got two of them. Interesting. Wait, why did I get two of them?
Yeah, I think you generally get two.
Oh,
Maybe you get one for doing 5 and one for doing 10 or something.
maybe. Makes sense.
Christ, did you say Christ?
Christ
I said
almighty.
I said it makes sense. I mean, Christ, statues. I love icons. I'm not an iconoclast. I like icons.
Okay.
Fuck you, Christophsis, or whatever your name was.
Christofferson.
Not you, Christophsis. The other Christophsis.
Sure.
Yeah, how do we not do the shrine ruins yet?
Do you want to do that now?
Excuse me. I guess we could. I've got 1, 3, 4, 5, and 9 there.
Let me see.
For some reason, the one I had the most from the get-go was the Sandy Plains, because I have 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, and 10.
Wow. I have 1,
Yeah.
3, 5, and 9 in the Shrine Ruins.
I also have 1, 3, 5, and 9.
Holy shit.
And then what did you say for Sandy Plains, Tim?
Let me look again.
Sorry.
It's okay. Shrine Ruins, I have 1, 3, 4, 5, and 9.
I only have
Just
4,
one
7,
more.
and 9.
And then Sandy Plains, I have 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Sorry. 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10.
I
Damn.
have an interest. Mine is different. I have 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, and 10. So that one's kind of unfortunate, a bit mixed up.
Weird overlaps. Yeah.
Only 4,
What
7,
rampage?
9.
What rampages do we have left? I have 2, 7, and 8. So 1 in the Shrine Ruins and then the 2 in the Sandy Plains.
I have
Actually,
1, 7, 8.
I think I only have 2 left. Yeah, I only have 2 and 8.
Huh. Alright. I'm fine just kind of finishing this out if we want to.
I mean, 2 has to be in the Shrine Ruins, right?
Okay.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I think that it's
And then
probably split up.
8 has to be in the Sandy Plains, so.
Yeah, 7 and 8 are in the Sandy Plains, and then.
Okay, in the Shrine Ruins, I'm going to kill some Kelby, I'm going to kill some Bullfango, I'm going to kill some Jackers.
Alright.
And then, let me know if you find any. Why am I eating?
Yeah, I don't know.
Stamina, probably. That's why I've been eating.
I should probably eat for stamina.
Oh, I also think I do need to kill a bunch of Banabras.
Great.
Hey, I'm gonna get Fortune Caller, and hopefully that means what's it called appears.
Okay, I'm going to depart now and go to the washroom so you guys can just join me and start without me.
Alright. Not letting me join.
Yeah, I think it's because he's loading in.
Alright, that makes sense.
I imagine, anyway. Oh shit, there's an upsurge of mining outcrop.
Ooh. Mining outcrops.
Mining outcrops!
Need more mining outcrops.
Boba Fett. So, which version of the new Pokemon game are you going to get? Jordan Jenkins
What are the versions? Violet and...
and
What?
Scarlet.
I don't know. I'm gonna go with Violet. These are the most nonsensical
Actually,
Pokemon names yet.
Perhaps. I guess we'll see if they have any meaning, but
And I've
It
seen the
does just seem
starters.
a simple return to colors.
Yeah, and I've seen the starters. So my choice is the weird fire thing.
It's weird fire thing is the most appealing choice, I would say.
I I don't mind the duck, but it is a bit too much like Donald for me.
I don't really like what it looks like. It looks like a smarmy bitch.
It does look pretty smarmy, like Donald.
Like Donald? I guess
Donald
so.
Duck. That's
He
where
does kind of like I think it's supposed to be hair, but it does kind of look like a Donald hat.
I mean, it looks like ridiculous hair. Looks like a fucking like toupee.
Mm.
Um, I know about these Pokemon because I saw uh Donald Duck trending, and it's just like, oh, do Pokemon thing, and it's like, all right, I guess. And I looked at it, and it's just like, yeah, I guess it is Donald-ish. But yeah, I don't know. I'm probably not gonna get it, but like,
Fair.
even if I were to get a Pokemon game, I have some interest in Arceus.
Yeah.
Um, from
Well,
the
that's
perspective of this is
I
something new and different, and I'd be
mhm.
willing to give it a shot because I'm not really interested in playing another Pokemon game necessarily, but like I'm getting close to being willing to play another Pokemon game. Like
I
I
think
have enough.
what's strange is that I mean, like Arceus just came out. It came out in 2022.
Yeah,
This is also supposed to release in 2022, which is like honestly way too goddamn soon.
yeah,
Um, but like from the trailer, it looks like it uses like Arceus type mechanics, like overworld, and they didn't show any Pokemon catching or anything like that, but it generally has the look of an Arceus type game. So
mm,
I don't know what that means for the actual like mainline series. We'll see. Like I think the weirdest thing about it is that February or like late January 2022 to end of year 2022. So like December does not seem like a reasonable enough time to have like actually learned from a game that you just made,
yeah,
if that
and
makes sense.
no, I get you, and it feels like the thing with Pokemon is that like people are willing to like pay money to buy more or less the same game with slight changes, although that's been changing recently. But
Yeah.
I feel like 7 or 8 months is not enough time to get people to reset and be ready for another Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Could be wrong. I
Um,
don't know, but
yeah, like I don't know if I'd be ready. I like Arceus. Um,
like how long does it
but
take
it
for you?
will be weird playing another Arceus type game in that amount of time, so I don't know.
Yeah, like how long does it usually take for you to kind of wear out a Pokemon game? Like I figure about a year before you're like fully done with it.
Probably, I mean, it could be less. Like
I mean,
I'm
probably
like
less, but
slamming through Arceus, but like you could find tasks to do for quite a while.
yeah, and you like kind of work through like you go through a lot of like the side stuff during that period of
Yeah,
time.
and Arceus is kind of weird because it has I think it has more content to explore in the short term, but less content in the long term. It's kind
All
of
right,
odd. Like
I get
where
I get
Chris
what
and
you're
I
saying.
will do the endless grind of breeding Pokemon and battling in the battle tower and stuff like that.
Yeah,
That's always been like the end game grind of Pokemon that we've been into, and Arceus doesn't have any of that, but it has a
hmm,
lot of different exploring and checking boxes and stuff like that. But once that's done, I mean, you really don't have anything to do at that point.
It's like
yeah,
the
So
opposite of a standard Pokemon game where like the standard like the quote unquote story play, I guess, is fucking chock full of stuff, and then post game is just like, oh, you finished that. You finished doing the things you were doing.
yeah, um, yeah, like it won't it doesn't have anywhere to open up post game because they've already presented you with plenty to do, which is good, and I think it's a nice change of pace formula wise, but um, it won't have a very compelling end game for very long. I don't think. Like
all right,
there's
It's just
unless
I
I
will
mean,
complete the Pokedex and then stop playing the game.
yeah, it's pretty much it wants you to shiny hunt. basically, which I will do and kind of already have been doing, but like that only, I mean, that's just the same thing over and over again. Not that what Chris and I like about Pokemon isn't doing the same thing over and over again. It's just
I think
you
breeding
just
is
have
doing
them
that.
then, and that's it.
Breeding is doing
Yeah.
that, but then once you actually like, then there's the results of breeding, which is assembling teams, like doing critical
Yeah.
thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have any of that because there's no one to actually battle Pokemon against that is worth assembling a team. And they don't have held items or abilities, so you can't like strategize very much. So basically, if the new one takes those good concepts they added to Arceus and adds them to a main line game type formula, that would be great. But I don't think like 7 or 8 months is enough time for them to understand what was good about Arceus.
Unless they finally unless Game Freak has multiple teams working on games at the same time
Maybe.
and has just never seemed like they'd have before.
I mean, like at this point, the games are too big to not have multiple teams, right? Like
You would think,
you
yeah.
could you could probably do an Alpha Sapphire alongside an XY with like one team split up.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the Diamond and Pearl remake was explicitly made by an outside and on Game Freak studio.
Yeah, that was just like straight up third party.
Yeah.
Which I mean, it looked like shit, so I guess that makes sense. But
Not to put Game Freak itself to that high of a standard.
no, but at least Game Freak's like design work is good. Like if you look like the actual art for that game looks fucking awful.
Yes,
like,
that is true. Like
it's just the art from Diamond and Pearl, except with like a weird 3D sheen on it, and they didn't change a single thing about it. Whereas
Yeah.
like for Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, like they revamped the entire character artwork and environment art and everything, and it looked, I mean, like just from like an art perspective, looked great.
and like just raw art has always been Game Freak's obvious best strength. Like that is
Yeah,
why
exactly.
Pokemon is what it is.
Cool creature designs, cool character designs, very appealing. But so yeah, I definitely like I wouldn't trust that studio to do anything but a crappy like mobile game looking remake like Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl was. But yeah, hopefully they just have enough staff within the actual studio itself to manage that at this point. I mean, it still looks rough around the edges because they've just Game Freak just can't get its act together graphically. Within
Like
a single console generation. Good.
yeah, it's like the first two generations kind of pushed the boundaries of like what these systems could do, and then like ever since then, like Gen 3 was fine. Like it was just like, yeah, this is a Game Boy Advanced game in terms of scope and quality and yada yada yada. And then ever since then they've just kind of coasted and now they're behind.
Yeah, and Gen 4, like, to be fair, I think like in retrospect, probably ended up with a more appealing art style than it could have if they tried to do like really, really low poly character art like was possible on the DS. Like I bet what they ended up with was actually more appealing than they maybe had envisioned. But yeah, pretty much Diamond and Pearl like almost could have existed on late stage Game Boy Advance. And then by that point, when Black and White came out, I mean that was clearly a mid to early DS era looking game. And then X and Y at least made 3D stuff, but by that point, like the cracks were kind of starting to show in how much capability they had graphically.
And then Sun and Moon was just that again.
Yeah, Sun and Moon was probably sort of the breaking point because it was just X and Y, but they're taller
Yeah, and
and
then
somehow less appealing because of it.
Sword and Shield came out. People were like, "Finally, okay, Game Freak, let's see what you can do on an actual like home console." Yeah, it's still portable, but it is ostensibly a home console. And then they were just like, What if it was like bad? What if it was bad? We're thinking for this one, we're just gonna keep being like, we're gonna keep being bad."
We're just gonna it's gonna look exactly like Sun
well,
and Moon except
I
higher
have died.
resolution.
Well,
There you go.
There's a chameleons.
yeah, like what I was kind of getting at was that with Tim was that I have a passing interest in Arceus, and Arceus is like hitting at this time where like I am becoming like willing to play another Pokemon game. Not that I'm like opposed to Pokemon, but I'm just like I could dive back in. I
Yeah,
could play
you were
another 50
never as
hours and-
into Pokemon as me and Tim.
Yeah, but I like, but even you guys were kind of getting tired of like the same old game, right? Like, is that fair to say?
I mean, yeah, Tim never bought Sword and
Yes.
Shield, right? Like, I didn't
Yeah,
buy
exactly.
Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl.
So like, you guys have kind of moved past like a lot of like the Pokemon consumers who are just like, buying every game without like really, without just being like, oh, it's a Pokemon game, time to play more Pokemon.
Which people really do that shit. It's like
I mean,
Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl is like up there in the best selling Pokemon games.
I mean, it's
already.
also because like kids
It is
keep
on the Switch.
kids keep getting born, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Right.
but kind of what I'm getting at is that like, I'm willing to dip my toe in Pokemon again. Like it'll be something where like I play a Pokemon game and it's just like, all right, that's enough Pokemon for me for the next 10 years, kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, and I think Arceus would be a good one that you'd enjoy, but if the next one is just also that again,
But that's kind of the thing with Arceus is that it's different enough where it's just like, all right, this is really interesting to me. Like I'm ready to play more Pokemon, and also it's different enough that it's like actually adds something. It's not just playing like Black and White again.
yeah, and the
And so
question is just going to be: is the next one going to be just more of Arceus, or is it going to be Arceus plus the stuff that Tim and I like about the old ones?
Yeah.
which I feel like as a mainline game, it has to at least be like a trainer battle oriented thing. I have to imagine.
You
I mean,
would have
you
to-
could probably count on both hands like the number of trainer battles in Arceus by the end of the game.
There's
I
that
mean,
one
there are,
guy
like,
that's just
some
like, fight me with a
optional ones.
Pachirisu.
Yeah, the freaking dude who like opens the game throwing like a level 2 Togepi at you. It's like, all right, well,
That's what this is now.
Yeah. But I don't know. It does seem strange that they are releasing a new Pokemon game so soon after another one.
It's kind of their thing, but also it's just
Normally, it
not
doesn't go
a good
so
idea.
back to back. Like,
Yeah,
Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl directly into Arceus, directly into Gen 9.
yeah. That's pretty crazy. I mean, and it makes you wonder. Like, I imagine their full manpower was going towards Arceus, even though, like, no, it doesn't look great, but it really is a cool like redesign and
Yeah, it's an actual
There's a lot.
reimagining of Pokemon.
Well,
yeah,
and,
like from the onset, it didn't look great. But when you actually play it, it's like, huh, like this is actually a lot more polished than I thought it would be, you know?
Yeah.
Well, and Pokemon is just releasing a lot faster nowadays. Like because there's two like Pokemon Advance games, or what am I trying to say here? There were two Game Boy games.
Two Game Boy.
Game Boy
Yeah.
Color. That's what I'm thinking of. There were two Game Boy Color games, and then there was one on the Game Boy Advanced. And then,
One, yeah, well, that's when they
No,
started doing remakes
yeah,
as well.
because there was also Fire
Yeah.
Red Leaf Green.
two, and then there was like Diamond and Pearl was the Nintendo DS, but then
Yes.
Black and White took a while to come out after that.
And then also
But
there
they
was
did
Black and
have-
White 2, and also there was Heart Gold, Soul Silver.
Yeah,
The DS has the most on it, but also the DS is the best-selling Nintendo console of all time, and probably had the longest console lifespan because of it.
And
Yeah.
hey, guess what's second?
is it the Switch?
The
It is
Switch
it is
yeah.
now the Nintendo Switch. And hey, guess how many fucking Pokemon games are going to be on the Nintendo Switch at the end of this year?
5.
Is it 5?
Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, Legends, Sword and Shield, whatever, Crimson and Violet. So also 4.
It just, but all
So
those came out in the last
yeah.
like 2 years. Am I
Yeah,
am I
like
way off? There's
they
just
had
a
Sword
lot of
and
them.
Shield.
Sword and Shield was like
And
2018, 2019.
Was it?
Yeah.
I believe
it was
you.
18, I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 2018. But then they released like
Um,
3 of them all within like a year.
yeah, within the 2021 to 2022, which is
I don't
pretty
know.
Yeah, no,
insane.
that's
I guess
definitely
it's
weird.
Yeah, I guess it's a very recent thing. I thought maybe it was been like that for a bit, but no, but it's still that's a lot of Pokemon all at once.
Game Freak is just continues to be a bad developer.
Well, but like the problem
I
is that
think
like
they're trying something new,
and
maybe.
But they're
and the
also
thing
trying
is,
to be like a yearly release, like fucking Call of Duty,
Yeah,
which rotates
yeah,
between 3 studios that work for 3 years.
yeah.
but the thing is like it's working. Like they're responding to like high sales.
Yeah, they are. I
Well,
know.
you could say that literally anything they have ever done is responding to high sales, though.
Yeah,
I
I don't
mean,
know, but like Pokemon Sword and Shield sold extremely well, and I
yeah,
assume
that's
that
what I was
Pokemon
gonna say.
Arceus
Like,
also sold well, and Diamond and Pearl, like you said, sold well, or Shining Diamond. And
there's like never
whatever.
been there's never been a Pokemon game that received as much backlash as Sword and Shield, and it is like the third best selling Pokemon game of all time
Yeah.
out
Yeah, it
of
was,
20 games.
and I have to imagine that like it sold really well out of like the diehards, right? Well, outside of the diehards, right? Like,
Well, yeah, like I
Yeah.
said earlier, like there's always going to be kids where like that's their first Pokemon.
Mhm. And then there's people like Campbell who buys every Pokemon no matter what, even if he doesn't like it that much,
I don't. Does that
just
man
because it's a
sleep?
hobby.
Like,
Yeah, he must be.
doesn't
I assume he's less into it nowadays, but he
well,
also
it just
like has an actual kid to play it with.
yeah. I don't know. I'm maybe like I haven't really like hung out with Campbell in a couple years, but this when we used to hang out with him, it'd just be like he watched every show, we played every video game. Like he just consumed so much media,
I feel like he's
and
pretty much at this point like mostly just like Pokemon and whatever his brothers are playing. Is
that
what I'm
makes sense.
forced
I
to
mean,
assume.
that was also before he was married and had a kid.
Yeah.
Right, that was before he was even in a relationship. So
Yeah,
I mean, I could. That was me in grad school, basically. Even though I
true.
was in a relationship, it was just long distance. Um, but yeah, I mean, he has. We were talking about Pokemon when I bought a Pokemon from him, and he has Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and he's just like, yeah, they weren't really worth it. I'm like, well, all right.
I don't know. At least he acknowledges, right?
Mm. And he also said that he thinks Gen 5 was kind of at the peak in terms of like in terms of like standard Pokemon. That was like where
yeah.
the formula kind of peaked.
Yeah, but then in Gen 7, like Mega Evolutions happened.
Gen 6.
Shit. I don't know why I always call X and Y Gen 7. I do that like in my head constantly. And then I
But
have
yeah,
to like
and
count back.
we talked about that too, and I mean, he's also in agreement that Mega Evolutions were like the only gimmick that should have ever stayed, basically,
And they got rid of them.
and they immediately got rid of them.
Yeah. Game Freak, why are you obsessed with failure?
Because they are the most profitable company in existence.
Yeah.
Or I guess
Yeah.
Creatures is, or the Pokemon company is technically. Game Freak is just the video game part, so. But also, you have to imagine Game Freak gets. Game Freak also owns Pokemon Company, right? That's how it works.
I have no clue. Probably not, because Game Freak is a developer, not a publisher. So maybe Pokemon Company is the publisher.
None of
Or
this makes any
Creatures Inc.
sense
is
to
the
me.
publisher.
Yeah, no, it's weird fucking specific company bullshit.
And then I don't know where Nintendo is involved in that either. It's like,
Who owns Pokemon? Pokemon Company. Owner, Nintendo, Game Freak, and Creatures. And Creatures is a Nintendo video game development company affiliated with Pokemon, blah, 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 blah. Oh, and then I think, like, the thing is, like, Creatures is partially owned by Nintendo, but it's not, like, publicly known who, like, how much stake Nintendo has in Creatures, who is a equal 1/3 share of Pokemon along with Nintendo and Game Freak. So technically, Pokemon is most owned by Nintendo.
Because they own Game Freak and their third share.
They do not own Game Freak. They own Creatures as...
They do.
They have a stake in Creatures as well as 1/3 ownership in the Pokemon Company as Nintendo. Game Freak is in...
fucking bizarre.
Yes.
I mean, that seems to be pretty standard for, like, big company stuff where, like, there's 15 different people.
Where did Creatures come from? Like...
Okay. Creatures Inc. is a Japanese video game development company affiliated with the Pokemon Company. It was founded by Tsunekazu Ishihara in November 1995 with the assistance of then-president of HAL, Satoru Iwata, as a successor to Shigesato Itoi's company, Ape Inc. Holy shit! Those are some fucking names! Its current president is Hip Tanaka! These are really big names!
Which, isn't Hip Tanaka... He's
the composer of Metroid?
Game. Is that him?
Tanaka's soundtrack credits include Metroid, Kid Icarus, Super Mario Land, Tetris, Mother, Dr.
I
Mario,
thought he was
Earthbound.
Guy. He owns, or he's the head of Creatures Inc.?
He is currently the president of Creatures Inc.
What does he do in that position? It's so confusing. So, I mean, they don't make non-Pokemon games.
They were the developer of the first Mother. They were the co-developer of Earthbound. Mother 3 doesn't appear to be... Oh, wait, that's as Ape. So that's when it was mainly Shigesato Itoi, I guess. Picross Games. And then as Creatures, they were apparently the assistant developer for Pokemon, or for fucking Super Smash Brothers, Pokemon spin-off games, Mother 3, Melee, Pokemon spin-off games.
So, spin-off games. Like the Mystery Dungeons and stuff.
Yeah, but also... Snap, Pokemon Stadium, Hey You Pikachu, Pokemon Trading Card Game, Pokemon Coliseum, Pokemon XD, Pokemon Ranger, Pokemon Battle Evolution, Pokepark Wii, Pokemon Poke Card Game, Pokedex 3D. I don't know.
Does anyone get that?
And then starting on X and Y, they are listed as assistant developers. So X and Y, Omega Ruby, Pokemon Tournament, Detective Pikachu, Pokemon Go, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Let's Go Pikachu EV, Sword and Shield.
I bet it's because of the transition to 3D.
Oh, yeah, Pokemon modeling. Yep.
They had worked on tons of, spin-off 3D games with like Coliseum and Stadium and all that. And that's the other thing about this new gen. Like, I don't know if they'll bother responding to the culling of Pokemon, but like they better at least start with like a huge roster for this one.
Or at like the very least, the exact opposite roster as Sword and Shield, and you can transfer Sword and Shield in.
I mean, because that's what they always did, right? It was like, no, you couldn't get every Pokemon in every Pokemon game, but like you could at least transfer them in via trading.
Right.
That was the big debacle about Sword and Shields. They just like literally didn't let you do that because they didn't want to put the effort in, I guess.
I'm like, sure, I imagine it is probably an expensive process, but also you are the most profitable franchise on Earth.
It makes it really, there's not a great excuse.
There's not a great excuse. There's not a great excuse for Game Freak.
Have you ever thought of an excuse that you're I got nothing.
Hey, has
I
anyone
also,
found
like-
any swords?
No,
No.
I've just
Okay.
been wandering aimlessly. I was gonna say in the trailer, like I just noticed a lot of Pokemon that are also in Arceus, and I'm like, okay, guys, like, you working on more, right? There's gonna be more,
These are just the
more
ones that
animations,
have
more
like
models.
game-ready models that you are showing, right?
Yeah, like I know, I've seen Magnemite before. I know about that one.
You've heard of what's Magnemite? I'm just kidding. I just caught one of those in a Magneton. In a fucking mystery space-time portal, whatever the fuck they're called.
Oh yeah.
The movie Event Horizon featuring Pokemon.
And that they're adding so, I mean, like, they've never stopped the bloat either. Like, they're adding tons of new forms for Pokemon that may or may not ever be available in any Pokemon game ever again.
Right.
So it's kind of like,
That's the
okay,
weird thing.
well-
Like, even though I really like think the idea of regional forms of Pokemon is cool
I
and
like
makes
them.
sense, like, but also,
like,
Hey,
will
we're
I
gonna
ever
be able to
see this Pokemon ever again?
yeah, hey, Alolan Vulpix is gonna like it exists, right? Right, guys?
No.
I don't need to
mean,
just pull out my 3DS, and that's the only way I can see it, right?
I mean, it does exist again in Arceus. So, like, that is specifically one that they decided
Hey,
to...
Alolan Sandshrew, guys.
Yeah, I mean, Alolan anything.
Alolan Grimer still exists, right? That's an Arceus, right? Correct?
Everyone's favorite, Alolan Grimer.
I love Alolan
But even
Grimer, but
so, I mean,
Alolan Grimer's pretty
like,
cool.
they're all cool because it's a chance to do something different with potentially bad Pokemon. Unless you're Avalugg, Jesus Christ.
Owned.
No,
I
my
can't
joke
believe
was-
what they did to that poor creature.
I mean, it was
My joke
already
was-
a poor creature.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
They just
My joke
made
was
it
based on
poorer and more of a creature.
Like, so Arceus is like 500 years in the past, though, right?
Probably
Something like that,
ish.
maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. It's when Japan was doing their colonialism.
I don't know. My joke was
Yeah,
just that it was like with Grimer, it's like a smokestack, but doesn't make any sense for it to
No,
be.
that's
in the past.
coughing.
Oh, coughing?
Which is weird because, Chris, have you noticed the Galarian
Yes.
coughing, like, obvious thing, like,
There's a Galarian wheezing in like the core design of the
of the building?
building.
Which is like, so are we from so Galar exists.
And you guys talk with them. Here's number
You knew
2.
about Galarian wheezing.
Also, like the fact that people are constantly like, "Oh yeah, my friend over in Alola." I'm like, Professor Oak thought there were only 149 of these motherfuckers, and he was the foremost expert in the world
Well,
in the
I suppose in the
1990s.
region. I don't know, maybe Kanto is like freaking North Korea or something.
Yeah, I mean, like they have computers and shit, but I guess they just don't talk to the outside world.
Professor Oak is just deeply backwards, and everyone is just too nice to say anything.
Jordan, do you have number 2?
Okay,
We are standing on it if you don't.
I don't. Sorry, I heard Chris say something, and I guess I didn't register.
That's fine.
I wasn't. All right, I'm making my way to
Downtown. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be like bouncing between this and checking to see if the Jaggers respawn.
So where are you in Arceus, Chris?
Sorry, I mean a starburst.
That's okay.
you. How dare?
Hey, starbursts are just taffy. Isn't that fucked up?
I mean, pretty much.
Wait, what the fuck? I've never thought about this before.
Yeah, I had that thought like
Yeah.
today, basically, and I'm like, wait.
It's just differently
God.
branded taffy.
Yeah,
It is just taffy.
yeah.
How could it be so stupid?
I know, but like it's good and taffy isn't.
Like, taffy's good in small quantities.
Which is
Yeah,
why
I like
Starburst rock.
Yeah,
I like saltwater taffy and stuff like
I
that.
Saltwater
I
taffy's
also
decent.
like
It's
salt.
just like too like it's too. There's too much of it.
There is.
It's just like it pulls so much. It's like not like you can't just pop it in your mouth. Hence the bursted stars. Anyway, I just got to the core, the third region, which is where I'm imagining I finally get access to a fucking Pokemon that knows Surf.
Okay, yeah, the beach place.
Yeah, and I started that today. Went around for a while, and then I'm like, well, now there's stuff I want to do back in the place I was just at, so let's go back there and
Yeah,
not talk to the person to make progress ever.
I know. As soon as outbreaks were like introduced to me, I'm like, well, that's the only thing I'm ever doing ever again.
Do they like do outbreaks and the fucking space time nonsense just like never fucking happen?
Never.
It feels like it's like once every 4 hours at most. I get one of the two.
The space-time thing just happens if you're in an area for long enough, I think. And the outbreak, they get more common the more maps you have available.
Okay,
Like, so once
because
you have all of the areas available, there's probably going to be one at a time, like 90% of the time.
okay, because I have seen one outbreak and it was 4 Cricketot.
Four? No,
It
they
was
keep respawning.
oh, is that the thing they? I thought there would just be like a fucking bunch of them in that circle area on the map, but I was just like, no, there's just 4 of these bitches and they're tiny.
No, yeah, like you. Sometimes it gets weird if they like run away.
Which the
Because
Cricketot do.
Cricket likes to run away.
Yeah.
And the game, if you like catch a couple and a couple run away, like the game doesn't know how to respawn them adequately, so you kind of have to run away and come back.
Oh, interesting.
But that's a weird situation. Usually there's like 12 at least, like 10 to 12 or something.
Do you guys have 1, 2, and 3 in the Shrine Ruins?
Yes, I need 4.
Uh, Also, yes.
Okay.
I only need 6, 7, 8, and 10 now.
Okay, well, Jordan and I were going to the top right corner of the map.
Top right. Like near 11?
Yep.
All right.
Okay, and then there was one other, and then today, as my controller said it needed to be charged, so I was wrapping up. I did see like a Celio outbreak on the map when I was like, but I have to go to the Mirelands because there's something I need to get there. So I'm just gonna ignore this outbreak because I need to fucking finish the Roselia Pokedex or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen a Cherim or a Cherubi for that.
Oh my god, it's insane. I caught one.
It's like the
Uh,
third side quest in the game.
Yeah, I caught one probably halfway through my current playtime. Um, and I just assumed I would ever see one ever again, but I'm learning more and more how ridiculously rare those stupid Pokemon are. And Cherubi, since you can't breed in this, you have to catch a separate Cherubi, and they're like even rarer.
Yeah, I was looking it up today. Apparently, they only spawn out of blue trees when they shake, and like in the first area, there are 108 trees or something like that, and 2 of them are blue.
Yeah, like they're really. Are you sure it's only blue?
That's what the one website that I looked at today said. I don't know how.
It seems like people don't exactly know
Yeah,
because some things say like shake every tree in the area. And some are like if it's not in the first 2 trees, just like exit the area and come back. I'm like I don't freaking know. But yeah,
I think something
I have
pushed the truck
one
off the old
chair.
man.
push the truck
Oh,
on
what?
the old man. Fucking kill him. You want your Mew, right, bastard? Kill this man.
There was never a man involved in that, was
Kill the man.
That was the rumor, yeah. Like, I think it became kind of a meme.
Oh, I see the
that,
sword.
like,
there? Oh, is there one up here? Oh wait, no, you're not here.
Yes, I am.
there's
You're over there.
Just like the troops.
I Okay, I see you. No, that makes sense.
Yes. What else I got?
No, but like the rumor was
Um,
always that they'll like fly somewhere and then push the truck off the old man, which was never made any sense. And I don't know if anyone actually. I don't know if it was ever actually a thing or just like a meme, but
what was so bizarre about a lot of like the childhood playground Pokemon rumors is that like half of them were true.
yeah,
And
that game
like
was.
that's why it was so shocking. Like
I think that's
Mizuno
why there were
existed.
able to be playground rumors, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that like you could get Mew somehow.
Yeah, I've
Um,
I've done that.
yeah, it's I just like always assumed they were false. I thought like I think many years later I learned that the Mew thing was actually true, and I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding
Yeah,
me.
like you need an Abra in your party, and you need to go on the route just past the Nugget Bridge, where you can like
Mhm.
turn right and walk towards the Cerulean Cave. And
Yeah,
if you pull open the menu, pretty much the exact same instant that the person sees you as you walk around the corner, and the exclamation mark is on his
Right.
head, but he can't walk forward, and then you teleport away. Then, if you walk back, your next encounter will be a Mew, I believe.
That does exist. It's like very random.
yeah, that definitely seems like some weird RNG trick
Yeah, it's
that like
definitely like manipulation of the game's programming.
uh
All right.
It was
Are
not
you guys,
that was not intended for the way for you to get me like that.
yeah.
yeah
They wanted
Are
you
you
to
guys
go to a
playing?
GameStop.
Yeah.
uh
You guys are killing Jaggers right now. I'm not looking for the thing, right?
yeah.
Correct, because
It appears.
let's see how many more. Oops, wish list. I need 2 more Jagras Scale Plus.
Nice.
5 is in the top left, though.
Top left, so like around 13.
Yep.
I think I have 5.
Oh, am I the only fucking dumbass who doesn't?
Yeah, I have 5. It might be at the top of that pagoda up there because I climbed that up that when we first got here, and I didn't see anything, but that might be where it is. It feels like a place they put one.
Sounds like a place where I'll put you.
Not really sure how to interpret that one. Is that a threat?
Into the fucking ground.
All right. I guess it's a threat. I will remember this.
What are you, a fucking character from... What are those games?
Dragon
Army's
Age.
nuclear deterrent forces,
Yeah.
also known as Metal Gears.
And a world without nukes. The giant robots are nukes, I guess.
I was thinking of the video game series, the Telltale games.
Yeah, I mean it's Telltale. I think Dragon Age does that.
Oh,
What are you talking about?
does Dragon Age do the so and so will remember this thing?
Maybe.
Oh, is it like a BioWare thing?
Yeah, it might be more of a like Chris was saying, more of a Telltale thing. But just like the whenever you say something like make a choice, your companion's like so and so will remember this to like indicate that this is changing
Or-
something about the game.
Take a choice
Yeah.
on me.
Pick a choice.
Take a choice. Take a choice. Take a choice.
Anyway, but yeah, I'm writing it down in my book. It's written down in my book, and I won't forget it.
If you suck me off something, I don't know how to bring it home.
Wow.
It was a very strange
Emma-
thing to just kind of jump into.
Peppa got very sexual.
I don't know.
This round has been very sexual in general.
Oh no, I finally started listening to things to upload, and let me tell you, there's a whole nights where all we talk about is asses.
Love
Well,
And it's mostly
Again.
because of Widowmaker and that nonsense.
it.
yeah, but it's like
Remember that one.
that's mature conversation about asses. That's not like sexual.
That's gentlemen talking.
You haven't ever just gotten together with the chums to have a conversation about ass?
About Widowmakers and gorged rear.
Engorged arachnoid ass.
Oh no! Did we? Are those the words we used?
No, I don't think we
Probably
ever
not
used those
exactly.
specific words.
Good.
I feel like engorged was probably used.
We'd probably say the word engorged. Hey, where's this fucking sword?
Only only Link can.
Only Link can be canon.
Anyway, Spider do big butt.
Spider do big butt. Take a chance.
Take a chance.
Take a spider big butt.